Hello guys, welcome to another one of my live videos, and today I'm just going to be officially updating you on some more on some more current latest news. So if you do consider subscribe as always, and if you do consider drop a like on the current video. So this morning I've been reading a few a bit of news, you know what's been going on in the media, and according to reports, reportedly Chelsea reportedly interested in Mauricio Pochettino alongside Manchester United, who were very interested. I think he still remains our number one target, you know, to come in at the end of the season, Pochettino, to take the job on a full-time basis. It's also mentioned that Real Madrid have obviously been interested in Mauricio Pochettino because obviously since Zinedine Zidane stepped down as manager and since Ronaldo and that's left, you know, Real Madrid, you know, have fallen down, you know, a little bit, as I currently said. But reportedly, Chelsea are reportedly, you know, interested. They've joined the race with Man United and Real Madrid to reportedly, you know, convince Pochettino, you know, to go to Chelsea, reportedly, because basically I think, you know, Sarri, who's only been at Chelsea, you know, since last summer, so it's only his first season with Chelsea, as we all know. In the January window, you know, got Gonzalo Higuain in, you know, obviously, you know, got Christian Pulisic in as well, but he'll be officially for them next season. But obviously Chelsea have obviously got plans for themselves in the summer, obviously, to get a replacement for Fabregas, and obviously Chelsea could see more players leave in the summer, such as Gary Cahill could leave, and you know, David Luiz's contract is up in the summer. I think Chelsea have been negotiations of extending his current contract term as well. So potentially, you know, reportedly Sarri is under pressure. You know, the majority of this was due to the defeat they had with Bournemouth. They lost by 4 goals to 0, the heaviest defeat they had in 23 years in the Premier League. You know, Chelsea, and obviously reportedly, you know, the pressure is mounting up on Sarri as it does explain in the media. And reportedly, if Chelsea do fail for Champions League qualification this season and they do fail to get in the top four, as Roman Abramovich, the current Chelsea owner, who's currently a billionaire, has made it clear that Sarri will be sacked from Chelsea if Chelsea do not get Champions League for next season, and of course if they do not get into the top four. But Sarri, obviously, it's only his first season with Chelsea, to be quite honest with you. We know basically Chelsea are known for sacking managers because they've had numerous managers, you know, in a short period of time. With Chelsea, you know, they sacked the likes of Conte, even though he won the Premier League and FA Cup, I think, in his first season. You know, they sacked Jose Mourinho. You know, they got rid of Scarari, Villas Boas, Avram Grant. Chelsea have had a lot of managers in a short period of time, you know, that they've currently sacked, as they all currently know. But reportedly, as confirmed, Sarri obviously is still looking to win his first major honour as manager, because he's not won a major honour as manager as Sarri. You know, it's only his first season, you know, with Chelsea. You know, it's only his first season with Chelsea mainly. Chelsea probably, you know, got to give him a bit of time, because obviously he still wants to strengthen up in the summer, as I currently said. But Chelsea, there's a few teams, you know, in the race, you know, for the top four. As I said, Chelsea are in there for the race for the top four. Arsenal are in the race for the top four. Manchester United, my club, are in the race for the top four as well. But Chelsea are currently sitting in the Europa League at the moment. But obviously they want to get top four for next season so they can get into the Champions League, as that is confirmed. But reportedly they've showed an interest in hiring Mauricio Pochettino, as I currently said. But Mauricio Pochettino has actually been linked to a move to Manchester United. We know that he has been Ed Woodward's number one target. But same with Mauricio Pochettino, you know, he hasn't really proven himself in the Premier League in terms of silverware, because Pochettino hasn't won out in terms of silverware, as we all know. Good manager, he's good at growing and developing young players, and he signed a 5-year deal with Tottenham last summer, as we all currently know. And he is a good manager because he has been managing since 2009 as Pochettino. But I think he's won over 100 odd games with Tottenham. You know, he has got a very good record with Tottenham. As I currently said, he's got a good record with Tottenham. You know, he had a good record when he was at Southampton, Pochettino, as I currently said. But we know that it would cost, you know, either these teams, if they do get him, you know, it costs Chelsea around at least £40 million to recommend him in. You know, it costs us around at least £40 million, you know, to recommend him in. But when basically, you know, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, as I currently said, has brought something magical to the club, and obviously he's a cheaper alternative. As I currently said, would save money, and that money we would be spending on Pochettino to come in at the end of the summer. We could save that money and, you know, get a player signing with that money, as I currently said. But Pochettino does understand the Premier League, and, you know, he has done a very good job with Tottenham, you know, getting them second place finishes, third place finishes, getting them to the last 16 of the Champions League as well. But I think he's really happy at Tottenham. You know, I think he's fully committed to Tottenham. He's only spent a net spend of £50 million since 2014. This is what his fifth season now with Tottenham. But I don't think he'll leave Tottenham anywhere, because I think Danny Levy's standing firm and he's being ruthless, as he explained about 2 or 3 weeks ago, as he updated you on. Pochettino will not be, you know, Pochettino will not leave Tottenham, as I currently said, because I think he's fully committed to Tottenham. Tottenham is still waiting there for the new stadium. You can say they're still in the mix for the title, considering they're doing well, considering that they've got Harry Kane and Dele Alli out. You know, their 2 main stars, as I currently said. But obviously, reportedly, Chelsea are reportedly interested in hiring Pochettino because Sarri is reportedly under serious pressure at Chelsea reportedly. But as I did say, going back to Chelsea, they could see players leave. In relation, to Callum Hudson-Odoi, I did give you an update on. I think Bayern Munich are going to try their very hardest, to convince him to leave Stamford Bridge this summer. From Callum Hudson-Odoi's perspective, he did want to leave Chelsea, in the January transfer window because he did confirm, Callum Hudson-Odoi, that he did want to leave Stamford Bridge. Reportedly even handed in a transfer request, Callum Hudson-Odoi, due to that, lacking game time, hasn't started a game in the Premier League so far for Chelsea this season. As currently said, being a Chelsea player, since the age of 8, progressing up the rank as Callum Hudson-Odoi. Reportedly, Bayern Munich are willing to offer him a higher wage as well. But reportedly, Chelsea have tried to convince Callum Hudson-Odoi to sign a new deal. Reportedly, he has been reluctant to sign this new deal, Callum Hudson-Odoi, because his current deal does end in 2020, does the players. But reportedly, Chelsea were standing firm. They were not willing to let Callum Hudson-Odoi leave in the January window. So Callum Hudson-Odoi did say he'll stay at Chelsea for the remainder of the season, as he did currently confirm. But as I did say Bayern Munich were willing to offer him the number 10 shirt to fulfill at Bayern Munich. Bayern Munich had put quite a few bids in. I think 3 bids had been turned down by Chelsea. Bayern Munich come up, I think, with a 4th bid in the region of around £40 million, something like that. But in the process, Bayern Munich failed with the pursuit of the player. And as I did say, Bayern Munich looking to get some young players into their team, considering that, they've got Arjen Robben who's set to leave in the summer. They've got quite a few other agent players as well. But a player at the age of 18 wants simply playing first team football week in, week out. And he is struggling, at Chelsea to do this. He is featuring in the cup games and all that. But he's not getting starts in the Premier League, Callum Hudson-Odoi, that he would like, as I currently said. And obviously, from Chelsea's perspective, they also know that Eden Hazard's future is uncertain. Chelsea did play very, very well yesterday. Gonzalo Higuain got 2 goals. They beat Huddersfield 5-0. Higuain got 2 goals. Hazard got 2 goals, and David Luiz. I think it was David Luiz who got the 5th goal as well. So they are back now, back fourth now at Chelsea, as I said. But Eden Hazard's future is still very, very uncertain, with Chelsea. There's strong speculation that he could leave Chelsea in the summer. He hasn't ruled himself out of making a move to Real Madrid in the summer, Eden Hazard, because he admitted last summer after the World Cup, as I said, that he did want to leave Chelsea, as he did admit, Eden Hazard. But we know it cost Real Madrid in the region of around 90, 100 million pounds to get him in this summer. Chelsea have been in talks of extending his contract. His current deal does end in 2020, but since he's been at Chelsea, he's grown and developed very, very well. He's flourished, with a number of years he's been at Chelsea. This is his seventh season now with Chelsea. He's made over 300 odd appearances, scored over 100 odd goals. I think he's still the third best player in the Premier League. Is Eden Hazard, behind Salah and Kevin De Bruyne and all that, as I currently said. And he's won everything in English football, of course, apart from the Community Shield, as Eden Hazard. So he's grown and developed very, very well. And he can play as an attacking mid. He can play on the left as well. So Chelsea still know how much of an essential player he is. But if Eden Hazard does go in this summer, obviously Chelsea will want a replacement for him, as I said. Obviously, Chelsea will want a replacement for him, as I said, if he does go in the summer. Obviously, they're gonna recruit to get a replacement for Cesc Fabregas this summer as well, because obviously they did fail to get a replacement for Fabregas in the January transfer window. Well, it were looking like they were going to get Leandro Paredes, but obviously Chelsea missed out on Leandro Paredes. So from their perspective, they'll be very, very disappointed about that. PSG got him instead, as well. Couldn't know, so they did miss out on Leandro Paredes, but they didn't get a replacement for Cesc Fabregas to Chelsea, that they currently would have liked. So they'll make plans, who to get in the summer. Reportedly, it did say Chelsea would see Philippe Coutinho as a really, really good replacement for Eden Hazard, reportedly, because there was strong speculation regarding, in relation, to Philippe Coutinho in the January transfer window, that Man United had held talks. Chelsea had also held talks as well, and Man United actually approached his representatives because he's endured a very, very difficult time as Philippe Coutinho, since he's gone to Barcelona. He hasn't lived up to expectation levels. He's been there just over a year now, but he's failed to replicate the form of what he showed at Liverpool, because he had 5 fantastic years with Liverpool. He grew, he developed, he flourished very, very well, and he's versatile, and he can play in numerous positions. He can play on the left. Well, he can play on the wing, he can play as an attacking mid, he can play as a second striker, so his versatility, is very, very good. Is Philippe Coutinho's, and we know he would probably cost in the excess of over £100 million. But if it does persist this and he's not getting the game time he would like at Barcelona, then he may consider leaving Barcelona in the summer and then coming back to the Premier League. Philippe Coutinho, as I said, I don't think he's ruled himself out of making a return to England. Coutinho, but as I did say, he's fallen down the pecking order with Barcelona, especially recently, because he has been lacking that game time. He hasn't been game time he would have liked. Barcelona have only had him just over a year. Barcelona, of course, paid 142 million for him. Obviously, he's the third most expensive player in world football, just behind Neymar and Mbappe, as I currently said. But yeah, we're well good in the Premier League. He's well Premier League proven, so he's had experience of playing in the Premier League. He used to play under Mauricio Pochettino, as I currently said, when he was on loan at Espanyol, Pochettino was managing then. Coutinho was on loan at Espanyol, and Pochettino was managing at that moment. And he actually began his senior career with Inter Milan, and Liverpool just paid £8.5 million for him from Inter Milan. So financially, Liverpool made a huge profit on the player. Liverpool didn't want to lose him because they knew how much of a key player he was. As I currently said, but yeah, he could leave in the summer. If he's not getting enough game time under his belt. But Chelsea could see him as a good adequate replacement. For Eden Hazard, if Eden Hazard, does leave in the summer, as I currently said. But yeah, reportedly, it has suggested out reportedly Chelsea have showed an interest in Mauricio Pochettino, considering that Xavi is under so much pressure. Considering that if Chelsea don't qualify for Champions League football this season, Xavi's job could be over at Chelsea, and he's only been there since the summer, as we all know. It's only his first season, as I currently said. It's also said that Real Madrid have been interested in hiring Mauricio Pochettino, as I currently said as well. But in my perspective, my club, Manchester United, potentially, I don't think we need Pochettino anyway. As I was saying, I think, Solskjaer's the right man for the job. He's brought the fear factor back to the club. He's brought the fluidity back into the team. I think the structure of the team is currently right. And you can see the cohesion in the team, which is very, very right as well. And so Ed Woodward's praised Solskjaer for the work he's done so far. We've played 9 games unbeaten, won 8 out of 9, as I currently said. But as I did say, I think Solskjaer's the right man for the job because he knows everything about the club. He knows the shopping of the club. He knows the culture of the club, and he knows everything about Manchester United because he was a great player for 11 years. Also watched some of these players grow and develop in the reserve team as well, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. So yeah, when he was manager, and I think he's the right man for the job, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, because he knows what he's doing. He was talking about rotating and giving everybody the chance, as he did currently say, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer giving everybody the chance. He wanted the players to express themselves, get them enjoying football, as he did confirm. And the players are playing to the potential level, as we all currently know. And we are seeing the glory days now at Manchester United. What we saw under Alex Ferguson, for 27 odd year, as I currently said. But Solskjaer's been discussing that he'd love to get the job on a full-time basis at Manchester United. It's a shame that we didn't get any signings in the January window, as I currently said. But obviously, Ed Woodward's obviously still looking to hire a director of football to come in, still looking, to recruit a full-time manager to come in at the end of the season on a full-time basis if Solskjaer doesn't get the job. And obviously, I think players are definitely, going to leave this summer. And obviously, I think 3-4 players out in the summer, probably 3 or 4 in, as I currently said. So it will be an interesting summer, as I said, but it's disappointing that we didn't get any signings, throughout the January window. But as Solskjaer did confirm early on the January window, he didn't expect Manchester United to make any signings, and he said it was unlikely that we was going to make any signings with Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. There's reports coming out of the media that reportedly the Glazers, who obviously own Manchester United, reportedly are going to give us around a £200 million spending spree, to spend in the summer. So that is quite a lot of money, So potentially, I do think we need a strong central defender. But reportedly, if Solskjaer does get the job permanently, he's going to receive around the £200 million spending spree to spend in the summer. But I think we need a strong central defender, as I can, one that can play out from the back. I think we need a midfield. I think we need a defensive midfielder that's fast and tenacious. We need ball playing midfielders, and probably we do need someone on that right hand side. To be quite honest, because I did say the majority of our attack is coming from the left. As I did say, we need someone on that right. Who's got the ability to attack, create, and score goals. As I currently said, so these still key areas in the Manchester United squad. Where we do currently need to strengthen up. As I currently said. These certain areas in the squad, where we do potentially, need to strengthen up. as I currently has already the Manchester United board are planning, to what players, to recommend to come in the summer, as I currently said, because I think it'd be ideal that we do get some, young players that will grow and develop and mould under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, as I currently said, because I do see experienced players, leaving in the summer, to be quite honest with you. Obviously, we've still got players, coming to the end of the contracts as well that we do need to address. Obviously, we've already given Anthony Martial, a new 5-year deal at the club as well, which is very, very good news to hear, as I said. But as Ole Gunnar Solskjaer did confirm, he said contract negotiations were progressing with the likes of De Gea. Obviously, Martial's already signed his 5-year deal with an option of a further year. I think we've been in talks of getting Juan Mata a new deal as well. So yeah, that's something else. We'll currently have to sort out, as I said. But there's a few players, we've been interested in getting in the summer, as I currently said. But Koulibaly is reportedly our main priority target, to get in the summer, because we know that Manchester United have been heavily linked with Koulibaly, as we all know. Reportedly, according to the media, more news has just updated. His agent, or his former agent, reportedly has revealed that it would cost Manchester United in the region of around 87 million, to get Koulibaly in the summer. So it is a slightly lower figure than it was before, because I think before, Napoli were demanding that they wanted around 90 million pounds, or was it more than 90 million pounds? As I currently said, well, Man United were in talks, obviously, and in the process, we had 3 bids turned down. The recent one was obviously staggering 95 million pounds, but he is a really, really good player, and I think he'd be a fantastic leader in our back line. Obviously, we have got the financial power to meet that valuation. We know it's a lot of money, but obviously we didn't invest in the January transfer window, so we can afford, to fork out a lot of money in the summer. And Koulibaly would definitely address our defensive deficiencies without a shadow of a doubt. If you put him alongside Lindelof, he'll look good. If you put him alongside Eric Bailly, he'd look very, very good as well. And he has that ability to play from the back. He's very, very good in the air. He's strong on the ball. He's tall as well, which is beneficial. He's 27, so he's still got quite a lot of years ahead of him, to grow and develop more. As I currently said, it would be good for him, to experience the Premier League, Koulibaly, as I said. But obviously, we didn't get him in the January transfer window, because obviously Napoli, from their perspective, confirmed they were not willing to, to let him go in the January transfer window. As I said, he's still got a contract with Napoli till 2023, as we all know. Napoli only paid £7 million for him from Genk, so they paid note next to note for him. As I currently said. But as I did say, he's been at Napoli a number of years now. I think he feels unhappy at Napoli, to be quite honest with you. And this, as I do keep saying, this was the majority of this was due to the racial abuse he suffered back in December, Koulibaly as well. But we know how much of a good defender he would be in our back line, because alongside Lindelof, he looked good, because Lindelof's improved this season. Eric Bailly's been in and out of the team. He hasn't featured much this season, but I think he needs to get more in the team, alongside Lindelof does Bailly, because I think Bailly's on a different level to the likes of Phil Jones and Chris Smalling. I think, Bailly and Lindelof are on a different, both of them are on a different level to Phil Jones and Chris Smalling. As I said, we know Solskjaer's been mainly going with Jones and Lindelof, but I think I'd like to see Bailly and Lindelof, more now in action, as I currently said. But yeah, we do definitely need a central defender, and Koulibaly, would be fantastic indeed for us. We've obviously identified Inter Milan's Milan Skriniar. He's another player that Manchester United, of course, have been linked with. Inter Milan's Milan Skriniar is only 23 years of age, as I said. Nowhere they're the same caliber or same level as Koulibaly, as we all currently know. 23, reportedly, he's worth a lot of money. Reportedly, Inter Milan rate him at around 75 million pounds. I think he's still got currently 3 years left on his current deal. Is Milan Skriniar, as I currently said, but can play as a defensive mid, can play as a centre back as well. Can Milan Skriniar, but as I did currently say, it did reportedly say throughout the January transfer window that reportedly a few teams were reportedly interested in Milan Skriniar. So reportedly he's one of our major priority targets, to get in the summer as well, is Milan Skriniar. And since he's been in Milan, reportedly his performances have been good. And I think the defense in Italy is very, very good. Indeed, think it's very, very good. But yeah, he's an ex-San Pandora player. He's only 23 years of age, so it would be good for him, to experience the Premier League. But reports that have been coming out as well in the media. Reports have been coming out in the last couple of days, as I have updated you on my last couple of videos that I've currently done. that reportedly Jadon Sancho, the current Borussia Dortmund winner, Jadon Sancho, the Borussia Dortmund winner, has reportedly been mentioned in the last couple of days. It did say reportedly Man United are preparing, to make a move for him in the summer, because he's a very, very young player, as I currently said. He's 18 years of age. Do you think he'd complement the likes of Rashford and, Martial and Jesse Lingard, this current player? Do you think he's got the determination, to score goals, create, attack? And, he has proven himself very, very well with Borussia Dortmund, since he's got into the first team, with Borussia Dortmund, he has played very, very well. As this Jadon Sancho, reportedly, he's rated at around £90 million, so we know it will cost Man United a lot of money, to get him in the summer, this Jadon Sancho. And he's had experience of playing in English football, before he actually played with Manchester City, for a couple of years. Did the player reportedly City offered him around a £30,000 a week deal, but reportedly he turned this down. Then Dortmund. I think he actually played for Watford as well. He began his youth career with Watford. He was there a number of years, as I said. I think he joined Watford at just the age of 7 years of age. This Jadon Sancho. I think he joined Manchester City at the age of 14, but he actually never broke in to the first team with Manchester City, as I currently said. But as I did say, he's at Borussia Dortmund now. He's obviously previously played in Borussia Dortmund's reserve team. He's been at Borussia Dortmund a couple of years now, but reportedly, since he's broke into the first team, reportedly his performances have been good. Borussia Dortmund paid just £7-8 million for him as well from Manchester City, as we all clearly know. But it will take staggering amounts of money to pursue Jadon Sancho away from Borussia Dortmund in the summer. But we have seen, Borussia Dortmund, do business, as we all currently know. Borussia Dortmund do business. They sold Christian Pulisic, £58 million. He's going to be officially playing for Chelsea in the new season. And obviously, they sold Ousmane Dembele, for around £106 million, was it? To Barcelona. So they have there you go. You can see that Borussia Dortmund sold two of their young players there that they currently mad. Bought them for next to naught, but financially made a huge profit, on selling them. As I currently said, they got 106 million euros for Ousmane Dembele. Got 58 million for Christian Pulisic as well. So financially, they made a huge profit on both of them players because they were really good players for Borussia Dortmund. And Borussia Dortmund have got quite a lot of good young players in their team, as I currently said. But we know it will cost Man United a lot of money, to get Jadon Sancho in the summer. And he's English as well. He only made his England senior debut last year, did the player as well. He only made his England senior debut last year. Did Jadon Sancho as well. But since he's got into the first team, with Borussia Dortmund, reportedly, his performances have been very, very impressive indeed, these players. There's been a few other targets, we've been interested in who we could, getting in the summer as well. We know reportedly that Felix has been mentioned as well. He's another young player as well, plays for Benfica. He's a winger. Well, he's a winner. He can play as an attacking mid, and I think he can play as a mid, and he can play as a second striker as well, so he's versatile, this player. A few teams have reportedly been interested in him, but Man United have instructed scouts, to keep a close eye on Felix, as it did report in the January transfer window. It did say quite a few other teams had expressed their interest in Felix as well, but as I did say, he only broke into the Benfica first team, last year, and since he's broke into the first team, he's become more of a regular, and he's mainly operating on that win, and reportedly he's scoring goals and he's providing. So reportedly, since he's broke into the first team, his performances have been very, very good. Only 19 years of age. He's got a buyout clause of around £105 million, so that is a staggering amounts of money, as I currently said. But as I did say, it did reportedly say that Liverpool had a £61 million bid turned down for him in the January transfer window, reportedly. As I did say, reportedly a few teams have been interested in him. He has yet to make his senior debut for his national team, which is Portugal as well. But very, very young, only 19 years of age as well, so we could actually go for him in the summer as well. We know that basically, Steven Bergwijn has been mentioned as well. Another young player, Steven Bergwijn, 21 years of age, plays for PSV. He's a winner. He's got a contract with PSV until 2022. Steven Bergwijn, as I currently said, very, very young in his prime, but reportedly his performances have been very, very good for PSV and this season. So he has got a good Eredivisie record. He's scoring goals, he's providing this Steven Bergwijn, reportedly rated at around £24-25 million, and that you could say that's a reasonable fee, quite cheap to be quite honest with you, because I think his performances, have been very, very good, for PSV Eindhoven. But reportedly, Man United want to keep informed if PSV are willing to do any business for the player. We may go for Steven Bergwijn, in the summer, as I currently said, because he's another young player, 21 years of age. He's Dutch, as I currently said. Used to play in the PSV, when in his youth career, he played for PSV. Also played in the PSV reserve team, as I currently said. I think he used to play Ajax in his youth career as well. I think he played for Ajax at one point as well. Did you Steven Bergwijn? But reportedly, it did say that a few teams have been interested, but Man United have instructed scouts, and they've been keeping a close eye out on Steven Bergwijn, as I currently said. So we have got a few potential targets, we could go for in the summer, as I currently said. But I do think, players will believe in Manchester United, as I do keep, updating you on that. I do see, probably, Antonio Valencia leaving in the summer. It did reportedly say that Fulham and Newcastle, were interested in getting Antonio Valencia, in the January window, but it didn't materialise. But Antonio Valencia has been a good servant over the years. He's been at Manchester United, a number of years now, as Antonio Valencia. Of course, he has been here, 10 years now, as Antonio Valencia. 10 years, as we all know now, as Antonio Valencia. He's been here 10 years, as I currently said. But as I did say, he struggled to get in the team this season. He's hardly played in the Premier League, this season, Antonio Valencia, because obviously we know that Ashley Young has been first choice, for Manchester United, as we all currently know. But to quite fair, Valencia's won everything here, of course. He's made over 300 odd appearances since he's been here, but I do see him, departing in the summer, to quite honest with you. And I do think we need someone on that right-hand side. With Ashley Young, in relation to Ashley Young, Valencia's 33, and so too is Ashley Young, but in relation to Ashley Young, we have been in talks of extending his contract by a further year, as it has currently confirmed to Ashley Young, because Ashley Young's been here a good number of years now. As I said, he's been a good servant over the years. He's grown and developed very, very well. He's been at Manchester United a good 7-8 years now, been in the Premier League a lot of years, so he is an experienced right back, and of course he's won everything here at Manchester United in English football, as I currently said. But we're only going to be willing to offer him another 12-month contract extension, considering that he is age 33, he's Ashley Young. But to quite honest with you, I do think Ashley Young has passed it now, and I would like to see, Diego Dalot come into contention at that right back, but it's more than likely, going to be Ashley Young, because obviously he's our first choice right back, as I currently said. I do see, basically, maybe Marcus Rojo leaving in the summer as well, because obviously, in relation to Marcus Rojo, he's enjoyed a difficult time, at Manchester United, as Marcus Rojo, as I currently said, because he struggled to get a run of games under his belt, he's struggling in his fitness regime, and, he's struggling to get, a run of games under his belt at Manchester United, considering that he's had a lot of injury problems, since he's come to Man United. So, basically, I do maybe see, Marcus Rojo leaving in the summer as well. In relation to Matteo Darmian, he's another player, I think, will leave Manchester United in the summer as well. I do think he will leave in the summer, Matteo Darmian, because he's a player that's enjoyed a very, very difficult time, since he's come to Manchester United, Matteo Darmian. He has been here, of course, since 2015. We paid over £12 million for him from Torino. But he did reportedly say throughout the January window that Juventus and Inter Milan were interested in him, two Italian outfits. Obviously, he's had a lot of experience of playing in Italy, a lot of experience of playing in Italy when he was a lot younger in his prime. As I currently said, Matteo Darmian, he probably would be keen to Italy, to quite honest with you. We have extended his current contract by a further year, so we can, cash in for the player in the summer, rather than let him go on a free transfer. To quite honest with you, I do see Matteo Darmian, leaving Manchester United in the summer, as I currently said. But I do see, players leaving Manchester United, as I currently said. So 3 or 4 in, 3 or 4 out, and 3 or 4 in the summer, as I said. But hopefully, we can get, contract renewals for certain players, as I currently said. So, in relation, to David De Gea, as I currently said, we have been in talks of securing him a new deal. Obviously, Solskjaer wants David De Gea, to sign a new deal at Manchester United, because I think he's demanding in the process. I think he's demanding that he wants around £300,000 a week. Is David De Gea, if he is to commit his long-term future at Manchester United. He has committed his long-term future at Manchester United as David De Gea, as we all know. We know he's on the verge of joining Real Madrid in 2015, where the likes of Juventus and Paris Saint-Germain had obviously been interested in David De Gea, but he's been here since 2011, as we all know, as David De Gea. he's been here since 2011 as David De Gea, as we all know. So he's been here a good number of years, and his progression has looked very, very good indeed. He's made over 300 odd appearances for the club. Of course, won everything in English football as well, as David De Gea, as I currently has said. But he is keen on staying at Manchester United, so I think he'll probably be the next player, that does commit to a new long-term deal, as I currently said. And Solskjaer was convinced, that De Gea, was going to sign a new long-term deal at Manchester United, which is very, very good to see indeed. But he's won the Club's Player of the Year 4 out of 5 seasons. He's won the Smart Busby Player of the Year quite a few times, so he has won quite a few individual awards, in relation, to his fantastic performances he's put at Manchester United. But he's been here a good number of years now, so hopefully somewhere along the line, we can get him a new long-term deal at the club as well, David De Gea. As I did say, I think Jones and Smalling, another who I forgot to mention, I think they could be gone next season as well. And I hope somewhere along the line, we can get Ander Herrera a new deal at the club as well. It would be good if we can get Ander Herrera a new deal at the club, because I think he has played a big part. I think he's been very, very consistent since we got him in 2014, under Louis van Gaal here, Ander Herrera. But mainly now, since Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's come in, I've been very, very impressed with him. I think he's playing a bigger part in the team. He's becoming more of a regular in the team. He's getting more start. He's getting, starts. He's playing more games, from the start. Is Ander Herrera, and hopefully somewhere along the line, we can get him a new deal at the club. We have been in talks of getting him a new deal, as I currently said, Ander Herrera at Manchester United. And we have been in talks of, getting Juan Mata another 1 year extension on his current contract. Well, reportedly, it did say Man United offered Ander Herrera a 12-month extension. Juan Mata a 12-month extension on his current contract. Considering that he is age 30, is Juan Mata now, as we all know, and we're not willing to offer him no longer than 12-month extension on his contract, considering that he is age 30, is Juan Mata. But as it did say throughout the January window that reportedly a few teams, were interested. It did say Barcelona were interested, Arsenal were interested in him as well, because obviously when Juan Mata was a lot younger in his prime, he played under Emery, for like 4 seasons, as we all know. But obviously Juan Mata did admit that I think he does miss Spain, because obviously when he was a lot younger in his prime, he spent quite a lot of years with Spain, playing in Spain, did Juan Mata. But, he's been very, very consistent since he's come into English football. He's been in the Premier League a number of years now, as Juan Mata, as we all know. A good, at least 8 years. Is obviously this including his, 3 years he had with Chelsea, as we all know. And he had a good 3 years with Chelsea. He's been here now. This is his 5th season, I think, now at Manchester United, or is it 4.5 years he's been here now at Manchester United, Juan Mata. Obviously, we know he hasn't mainly been first choice under Solskjaer. We know Lingard's been the first choice on that right-hand side, as I currently said. But will Juan Mata leave in the summer if we do struggle, to get him a new 12-month extension on his current contract, as I currently said. But I still really, really like Juan Mata. I always have liked Juan Mata, to be quite honest. I think he's a very, very good player. And of course, since he's been here, he's made over 200 odd appearances, as we all know. Won everything in the Premier League apart from the Premier League. He's won everything in English football apart from the Premier League, and that's the only thing, Juan Mata hasn't won, as we all know. So we are still trying to sort, a new contract out for him as well in the process. And hopefully somewhere along the line, we can, get Rashford a new long-term deal at the club as well, which would be very, very good indeed, because I think Marcus Rashford, he's been United player since the age of 7. He's progressing up the ranks fantastically well, and I think his pace good, he creates, he scores goals, he's very, very good as well, Marcus Rashford. So basically, we are in, we've been in talks of getting him a new long-term deal at the club. His current deal does end in 2020, does Marcus Rashford's, but he's been playing a key role under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer as Marcus Rashford. He looks better centrally, to be quite honest. He has operated on the left, but I think he's much, much better when he's playing centrally, Marcus Rashford, and he is our number 9, is Marcus Rashford, as we are more. But if we can get him this new long-term deal, obviously he'll get a massive wage increase. We'll set to offer him around £200,000 a week, if we can get him this new long-term deal. Currently he's receiving only around £60,000 a week at the moment, is Marcus Rashford, as I currently said. But yeah, Rashford looks very, very effective, when he's playing centrally. Could make his 100th appearance today against Leicester as well, and he's likely to start Marcus Rashford, as I currently said, because we know Martial and obviously Rashford have been mainly first choice under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. We know Martial and Rashford have been mainly first choice under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, so obviously Martial and Rashford have been his preferred choice, obviously, over Sanchez and Lukaku, as I currently said. To be quite honest with you, Lukaku, as I did say, I don't think he'll be starting today. He may start today, I do not know. He may start, or he may come on as as a substitute, Romelu Lukaku, because, I think his form has been rejuvenated, since Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, has come in, to be quite honest with you. Had a poor game against Burnley, to be quite honest with you, but Lukaku is still a proven goal scorer in the Premier League, as he has proven throughout his playing career in the Premier League. His first touch does concern me. He is slow. He's Romelu Lukaku, as we all currently know, and he doesn't complement our front line, because you've got the likes of Martial and Rashford, who's got pace, who can press out the pitch. You've got the likes of Lingard, who's got pace and who can press out the pitch. And you've got the likes of, Rashford that can do the same as well, But what Rashford can offer up front, Lukaku is not capable of doing this, as I currently said. And, Sanchez, obviously, so he's been here over a year now, as I currently said, and he's enjoyed a difficult time, to quite honestly, since he's come to United, because he has lacked development, as we all know. But, to be quite fair, he has had a few injury problems, as Alexis Sanchez, as we all currently know. So he does need to maybe get a bit more game time, to improve. And, there's areas of his game that he does need to adapt, as we all currently know as well. But yeah, it'll be like that today that Martial will be featuring, because he missed the Burnley game. He slightly just had a minor injury, but Martial will be playing today. So too will Paul Pogba as well, because he suffered a minor injury as well. But Paul Pogba should be okay to play as well. And I think, Paul Pogba does stand out, when he's playing in that number 10 position, just behind the centre forward, as I currently said. So Paul Pogba, yeah, and he's getting the freedom, to express himself. And this is the best we've seen of Paul Pogba, within this month under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. He's scoring, he's providing. As I said, he's one of the best midfielders in world football, when he's in this kind of form, as I currently said. But, thanks to Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, he has rejuvenated his form, by, a milestone. His form has been rejuvenated, Paul Pogba, as I currently said, and now we are starting to see the best of Paul Pogba, as I said. And I do think, Martial, looks very, very influential on that left-hand side. I think he suits that role as Martial on that left-hand side, to be quite honest with you. Rashford, my opinion, he can do okay on the left, but I think he looks better, centrally, to be quite honest with you, in my opinion. In my opinion. But yeah, as I did say, the main part of this video is to update you with that reportedly Chelsea have showed an interest in recommending Mauricio Pochettino in at the end of the season, because reports are coming out saying that Sarri is under pressure, considering that obviously Roman Abramovich has made it clear that basically if Chelsea do fail to get top 4 this season and do fail for Champions League qualification, for next season, that Sarri could be finished at Chelsea, and would be only a short tenure, because he would have only been there only season, if he does get sacked at the end of the season, Sarri, as I currently said. But Mauricio Pochettino showed, I think Real Madrid have been interested, Man United have been interested in Mauricio Pochettino, but I just don't think he's got any intentions of leaving Tottenham, to be quite honest with you, as Mauricio Pochettino, as I said. But yeah, that's the main latest news update. And we know our objective this season is to get us in the top 4. Where we want to be. We want to be in that top 4, as I currently said. And hopefully we can, somewhere along the line, win the FA Cup this season. That would be a remarkable achievement for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. But as it did come out in the press, suggesting that Man United are going to get around the £200 million spending spree, to spend in the summer on players, that we do currently want, to come in to the club, as I currently said. But as I did say, big game today for Manchester United, 2:05. It's a big game for us. It's a game we have to win, basically, if we want to keep the pressure on the top 4. It's a game we have to win. We know Leicester, are capable, they look good. They are good on the counter-attack. They have got good players, they have got Vardy, that's a threat up front that could. And we can't allow Vardy, to have a lot of goal scoring as I currently said. They have got James Maddison as well. Who's quite a good player for Leicester. I think Harry Maguire's, been performing well for them at the back as well. But it'd be interesting to see, how we cooperate against Leicester. But they've also got Cassius Michael as their goalkeeper as well. So, our hard shots, up front, have to be powerful, so they can beat Cassius Michael, because he's actually, a good keeper, is Cassius Michael. But I do think, I am confident, that we will win today, to be quite honest with you. He is going to rotate the squad, is Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. It wasn't good against Burnley, but Solskjaer did rotate the squad, and he made 5 changes. He included Pereira in the team, who was very, very poor. I think the majority of the team were very, very poor against Burnley, to be quite honest with you. But as I did currently say, I think the pace of Martial and Rashford, can cause problems, for the Leicester defence, as we all couldn't. And I think, with the pace of Martial and Rashford and Lingard and all that, can cause problems for Leicester's defence and can expose their defence, as it currently spreads then, as I said. But yeah, it should be Manchester United win. I hope we do win, to be quite honest with you. It's a 2:05 kickoff, as I currently said. And we haven't lost to Leicester, since 2014. We haven't lost them since 2014. That was the time they did beat us 5-3 under Louis Van Gaal era, as we all currently know as well. So anyway, drop your comments, likes below on the channel, guys. If you do consider subscribe as always, guys. If you do consider subscribe as always, and take care. God bless, guys. And I'll